Good evening. Welcome to Music Minute here from Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry here, and we're glad that you've joined us as we take a look back to our normal stead today. We'll take a look at the online hymns for tomorrow. And we're going to go in order today. As my bell choir would say, what are you thinking? You can't start at the beginning. But we're going to start with the gathering hymn tomorrow, which is Alleluia, Jesus is Risen. Many of you may know this as Earth and All Stars, which has some very capturing and vivid words in it that I just really love. And that was written by Herbert Brokering, as was the text for Alleluia, Jesus is Risen, which is unique that a composer or a text writer would actually write this two different texts for the same tune. So that's kind of wonderful. It provides a great Easter overview. And what we will see when you hear the words tomorrow, you'll hear about trumpets, lights, splendor, the Lamb, the Emmaus Road, eyes being opened, the story of Easter, breaking of bread, the vine, the branches, joy, the city of God, the saints of God, the angels of God. It's the whole creation. So it's just a wonderful piece that captures all of that. So this is going to be our piano version today of Earth and All Stars. So that is just so much fun, although I have to confess I always hear that tune and I just think of the loud boiling test tubes, and that comes from Earth and All Stars. So we'll wait for another day to do that one. The next hymn of the day will be Touch That Soothes and Heals. And I'm guessing that you may not be familiar with that one. So this comes to us from our new hymnal supplement, All Creation Sings. And it's number 939 in there. And it's hard to say just how many tunes this text has been set to. When you get a chance to see the words, you'll see that you might recognize it to There's a Wideness in God's Mercy, or several other things that you've seen and heard. But it's appeared over particularly the past couple decades, in several different forms. Its tune name is Civility, and try as I may, I had a struggle in finding any little tidbit or interesting little thing about that. So we're just going to go with the fact that tune, Civility, and this text, we believe in this hymnal is the first marriage of those two in this fashion. So I'm just going to play the straight hymn for you so that you get a chance to hear it and enjoy it. It has a little bit of, not difficulty, but difference things that happen in it, and it's well worth the learn, though. We really enjoyed the other night we were recording for worship tomorrow, learning it ourselves. So this is Touch That Soothes and Heals. It's also known as See My Hands and Feet. And I'm just going to share with you the words, which of course you didn't get to see, but the words of the refrain are, "See my hands and feet, said Jesus, love arisen from the grave. Be my hands and feet, said Jesus, live as ones I died to save." So you can just see the words in this are just very touching and very moving. Last but not least, the sending hymn for tomorrow is "Now the Green Blade Rises." So I think most people are familiar with this one. This comes from a French carol. It is not an Easter carol. It is a Christmas carol. So you might know it as Now Sing We Now of Christmas. So that's what it was originally written as, was that Christmas carol. And the words in this are a little weird just because they don't exactly fit the note structure. So you might think, as you're singing through it, well, maybe that's because it came from French to English and it was part of the translation and it didn't fit very well, because that often does happen. But that is not the case. Actually, the French text carries the exact same problem. So kind of interesting that it would be written like that, but it's a fun tune. So this is going to be on the organ. It'll be a partita, so remembering back to your musical terms, that means there'll be several different variations, basically, of the tune, and I think you'll recognize it as we get going. So we're going to go ahead over to the organ and take care of that. recognize that. And thank you for joining us tonight as we take a look at those hymns for tomorrow. One note on the hymn of the day from the new hymnal. Those new hymnals were made possible by the various very generous financial contributions to us from Martha Gladfelter, a longtime choir member in our congregation and who died in late 2019. So we are very happy and excited for those to be in our pews so that when we get back in here and we are singing, be sure to check those out and know where they came from with a good heart. So if you're joining us tomorrow, that's at 10:30 here on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. And if you're in person, again, those services are at 9 and 10:30 as well. Make sure you sign up before you come. We'll look forward to talking again next week. Have a good week.